This is the back side of the oil pump housing, and I don't have any machinist blue, so what I did, I just covered it with a magic marker. I've already sanded it once actually, and you can actually see the lines where it wasn't touching and how smooth it was where it was touching. What we're going to do is we're going to hit 800 grit wet sanding paper, a little bit of water. We're going to scuff it, 2 or 3 times real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, that's about 30 seconds on the paper, and you can see there's black around there, there's black around this corner up here where the machining was done, and in here, and right there. That's a potential for oil pressure loss. So we're going to try and sand that and get it as perfectly flat, smooth as we can. Alright, that's after about 2 or 3 minutes of the sanding. We got 99% of it out. That's going to look good. We're going to go ahead and put that back on, and then we'll be done with that. Now this is a pretty tight fit. This is the main part of the oil pump, or the outer ring that goes inside the housing. And everything's pretty cold out here right now, so everything's the same temperature. So what I went and did is took the other part of this aluminum housing, the main part, sat it up on top of my heater for a couple minutes to warm it up, and then this piece will just drop right in with a little bit of assembly lube. Then we'll slip that in, and then we'll put the housing and everything on. That's probably the easiest way. That way you don't beat on it and take a chance of cracking it or something. So we'll wait about another 2 minutes and we'll be done. See, with this warmed up, this thing just slipped right in. Then we'll go ahead and lube up everything else. Slip the impeller part in like that, but we're going to get some lube on it, get the back cover on it, and we'll be good to go. Okay, with this back housing on, just push it on, and then go around and look at the edges and make sure they are absolutely tight. If you see any kind of a hairline gap type of opening or crack, then you've probably got a potential in this pump. But this thing all looks really good. I've got it machined down to where it's nice and flush. We'll put a little Loctite on our bolts, stick our bolts in, snug them up. We will put, and actually I put that impeller in backwards, too busy talking. We will pop this back off and switch that impeller around, and then what we'll do is we'll stick this in after we get this pickup tube back on, we will stick this in a bucket of oil with a drill on it and make sure it works okay. Alright, there's our pickup tube. Can't hardly buy these separate. So what I went and done is cleaned it. Put it in the parts washer, soaked it, rinsed it, soaked it, rinsed it, cleaned it, stuck a brush up in there, all the little nooks and crannies up in there, got every little piece out I could. And we're going to go ahead and stick that on the oil pump. Okay, there's our assembled pump. Now on the inside of this check valve, what I did is I put a couple drops of oil on it and then pushed it down with a punch to make sure it wasn't stuck. I put some Loctite on all the bolts on the back cover and on the neck, the pickup tube. Because I honestly thought this tube had come loose and was just sitting there rattling. I've seen them happen, and it just won't pick up any oil. The only way you can get it, the only way you can verify that is put 2.5 gallons of oil in the crankcase, and what you do is you'll fill the oil level up to past this point here. Generally the oil level's right in here, but then if you put another gallon of oil in it, you've literally submerged the whole oil pump. If your oil pressure comes up then you've got an oil pump issue. So if you get a car that's pissy on oil pressure, doesn't have very good oil pressure, change the oil and then put way too much in it and leave the oil filler cap off. I mean, don't fill the whole block up, but if it holds 4 quarts, put 6 or 7 in it. If your oil pressure problem goes away, then probably your oil pump pickup is bad or cracked or got other issues. Okay, here's the pump, just running off a drill. I'd say the pump's okay. That was clean oil, by the way, that I just wasted. But we needed to know. Now we know. Next thing I'll put this in this bucket after I pour this oil out.